competition recently. Guys, take it away. Let's get into this second series.
Yeah, exactly. You know what, Yummy? You can leave. If you don't believe in Team Bliss, you can leave. This cast is for people who predicted Bliss only.
And we somehow got to be unbiased towards it. Again, quite easily for me to be unbiased, but Max, as we're coming into this region, this is sort of like, I wouldn't say the fresh blood, but the new up-and-coming teams that could even upset Renegades. Direwolf's done it earlier. Out of these two, they're probably licking their lips right now for the chance, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Forkidden as well, ever since that loss to the Direwolves, a team that if you talk to them, they believe they can beat. Seeing them atop the mountain right now at the end of the gauntlet, it's going to be motivating this squad. And I mean, they'll say it best. They don't necessarily put the most thought into their strategies, into their game. They'll just kind of go at the ball, attack, 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 fearless against whomever. And that fearless attitude, it's going to get us goal.
Oh, this was so well worked from out wide. Banana Head with the block, the punch back towards the center, and Super actually right there to bash it away. 1-0, sorry, 4 minutes in. I mean, Forkidden probably thinking it's already 4-0, to be honest, because they've got that energy and they're going to look to ramp it up once again.
I mean, that's that fearless attitude I was talking about, right? Who thinks to go for the shot with 3 defenders there? Maybe you have your own blocker, but that was such a high-risk play, and now... That was a little bit shaky from Bliss, and Zen will come through with that save in the box. But you can see as soon as that ball even gets near the net, it's just blue car after blue car being flung at that ball. It's the Forkidden attack style, and it's so dangerous.
Team Bliss now, though, being able to put down a bit of pressure, but no one towards middle, so Scrubbed able to get away to Super Lachi, back towards mid, Banana Head, oh, just wide. Cobo needs to get his way, he needs to buy time. Does have Vortex towards the middle there, but that's an easy pickup for Super Lachi.
So, Cabo is a weird one because Cabo has been in the scene for a long time on several bubble teams, waiting for that opportunity to like play with a squad that can be a serious contender. And now under the tutelage of Zen, we are seeing a more dynamic Cabo, no longer that solo player, but don't think that that solo play is out of his system. We saw it right there. Give Cabo space, exciting things can happen, and that's something Forkidden needs to be mindful of.
Vortex out towards mid. Gonna pick it up actually, a little bit of shadow to that. With Cabo wanting to find something towards the mid once again, but Forkidden continuously harassing the ball, continuously putting the pressure on, not allowing Bliss to have much time to play with. And go for the block out, he barrels on through.
Joe is a cheeky little fake at the end of that I think works out. Unfortunately, Cabo and Vortex each struggled to get the read, and Banana Head makes them each look foolish. Forkidden now 2-0 lead.
And you come up to halfway mark, and I mean, for these two squads, 2 goals isn't a massive number. Wouldn't be surprised when we see 3 or 4. Vortex wanted to seal the deal there to get his team back into winning ways. But only been 1 or 2 needed. Ball back towards mid. Super lucky to get it away.
Yeah, now it's going to lead that charge forward once again. I'm actually finding it a little bit interesting how much success Forkidden is having on some of these solo plays. Scrub with the follow-through makes it 3-0.
The control from Banana Head here, slow things down, keep behind that ball, force the 50-50 to push out just to the side, and yeah, just so much power to finish it off.
It was a big play, and it kind of goes back to the point, though, that I wanted to bring up about Forkidden. For the most part, they've been playing so spread out, so reliant on the solo play, and they're winning a lot of these 50-50s. They're winning a lot of these matchups, and they're making Bliss look a little bit foolish, and I feel kind of surprised by that because Bliss was not letting anything by them yesterday. They looked so consistent, so on form, but if they're not able to stop the solo plays from Forkidden, they're not going to stand a chance in this series. They're allowing Forkidden to play their best style, and now we're going to see the 1-2-3. Zed gets bumped, but still finds the ball.
Cabo wants to get this out. He doesn't have much support. Does get off the backboard. Super lucky. Not going to be able to get to it, and there is Zen to seal it. 1 goal back into it. Only 2 on the differential.
And again, it's off of Cabo, showing a little bit of that solo play, but uses his powers for good of the team. This time finding that pass back to Zen, who will bang it through. 3-1 game, still a minute and a half remaining. I mean, we've seen Bliss get those flurry of goals in the past. They're going to need to if they want to get back in this one.
Scrub getting the touch there, but not really being able to break it out. Team Bliss starting to cover a lot of the whip, but Banana Head, that's a massive touch. The follow-up from teammates, that's a layoff in the fake to boot. Beauty.
Oh, it's so fun watching this Forkidden team. They might be the most exciting and the most fun team to watch in terms of if you like unique dynamic offense, if you like not knowing what you're going to get next. Forkidden always throws something new at you. The fake to the second fake to the pass, I mean, it wasn't even necessary. All three of them could have scored the goal in that situation, but they let all three members get involved. And now with a 4-1 lead, Forkidden, this team is so driven right now to make that gauntlet run. I feel like we may have made a mistake on the predictions just based on this first game.
Whilst it may be a best of 7, whilst we can use the excuse here, Max, of, well, Bliss just need to take time to come back into it. This game 1 has been very damning, hasn't it?
It's been a rough one. And again, it's a bit of a shame. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, right? You haven't heard, you weren't there for the interviews, you weren't hearing the players as much. Forkidden are coming into this saying, like, the only reason why we didn't win our group was because we had a little bit of net difficulties. I think those who watched day 1 would have kind of seen what was going on. And they claim that's the only reason why the Dire Wolves beat them. Cabo double touch. I mean, Bliss still has some fight.
I want to also say that as part of a pattern, normally when we see blowout game 1s, game 2s are super close, like almost a stalemate, 1-goal, 2-goal games. So here, this is just both teams throwing everything they've got. Bliss will probably come back with adjustments. We're already seeing that they've got it in them with that goal there from Cabo. But 30 seconds left to go. Where do they go with this to prepare themselves for that game 2?
I want to see Vortex get more involved. I mean, Yummy was talking about how much of an impact this player has. However, in order for Vortex to get involved in like the positions where they are strongest for the team, that happens when Bliss is on the attack. That happens when you're able to get that ball through the backboard and in the box. That hasn't been where Bliss has been finding success thus far against Forkidden. It's actually been a lot off the back of Cabo making that individual play happen. And that's not the Bliss we saw yesterday. That's not that team effort. So they need to find ways to get the ball into the Forkidden side. They need to find ways to allow avenues for Vortex to really drive home some of those shots. At this stage, it goes back to the 50s. It goes back to the middle of the field. That's where they're losing the battle. That's where they're losing the war. Stop giving Forkidden space, start getting in their face, and maybe Bliss could turn it around.
And everything just said about, shown by the stats there, through and through, only 1 save by Forkidden compared to the 5 from Bliss, but it's those shots. Forkidden just peppering that net, one after the other. I think it counted 11 at the end there, and they're just continuously being so aggressive that Bliss will eventually wear down. But Bliss will know what they can do as long as they can get control of that midfield, like you said. Is not necessarily pushing it all the way to the back lines, because I could see a couple of overcommitments when you got a pace like this and sudden willingness, because Forkidden's way to answer that is just have a man on that midfield line to near enough run it the whole length. Bliss just need to try and bring a lot of normality to the game. Hold that midfield line and just wait for a slip up.
It's just strange, though, because in a lot of ways, Team Bliss is playing what worked for them yesterday, in that they always played to serve that more reactive style. They let their opponents come to them. That's when they made the defensive effort. They would find the pass, the dish out, and then it would be Cabo playing it forward, either taking the shot or finding the pass to Vortex. This time, though, when they're sitting back, they're going up against Super Locky and Banana Head. And these are two of the most dangerous players. Case in point, you give them space, and they do this to you.
That was so well timed. It's very blurst right now. Super Lucky, to Banana Head, as you called it. And, well, Forkidden, pick up where they left off.
You got to take it to them, and that's not something Team Bliss did a lot of on defense yesterday. They didn't need to, but this is the matchup where they're going to have to. Forkidden has been given too much space, too much earnest. It's been the Banana Head highlight show thus far. I mean, he had so many breakaway shots where he's just been able to dribble and spin and then turn it into attacking pressure. You cannot allow them to do that. Bliss still has time to turn it around, but that early deficit is not really helping. Vortex had a chance, but gets demoed.
Yeah, Scrub, a massive demo right there to remove all freight. You can see the player towards the mid as well. Banana Head, 1 in the 50. Vortex does get away and is on that once again. Scrub, that's a slow ball down. Good bump coming out. Zen off towards the whip. Vortex onto that. Does he have options around mid? He's low on boost, gets the pass on in, but no one to step forward. This is the moment we need to see Bliss hold down that midfield line. And I'm going to say that was quite fragile.
It was very fragile, but they're still holding on to it, and that's a promising sign. We're now seeing some of this Bliss attack. Zen, late touch causes 2 defenders to bite. Cabo now is going to look for Vortex across the middle. Scrub already there to shut it down.
Demos on the back line is going to frustrate Forkidden. Bliss just got to keep this up, play the waiting game, and eventually Forkidden will crack. But Scrub finds Lucky. You going to be able to find anything else? No, I love that. Keep it slow. Keep under control. Pass it out. No, gets another touch against that wall, which he didn't want.
And I'm face-palming right now because Team Bliss did exactly what I wanted to see. They try to press forward and stop him in the middle of the field, but Forkidden was too fast. Super Lucky made the play stick and was still able to get past them. And if you're not able to challenge and shut them down, if you're not able to sit back and shut them down, you're kind of running out of options there on how you necessarily shut this side down.
In the back lines, Bliss starting to look a little bit awkward. They're wanting to run before they can walk, try and get it downfield as quick as they can before everyone is ready. Banana Head looking for another 50. No, Cobra blocks that one out. Lucky getting off the backboard, but Zen's so quick to get onto it. Scrub beats a man out, but Cobbo finds Zen, finds the back of the net. No, Banana gets there just in time.
And Zen is going to be a little bit frustrated that that one didn't find its way through. Forkidden's defense, they have the speed to fall back. And when you talk to this team, speed is key. They pride themselves on how fast they play the ball. So if you're going to be going for those counter-attacking plays, you need to be on point. Otherwise, they will beat you out.
I mean, that's the current meta of Rocket League all around the globe, isn't it? It's why so many young, mechanically gifted players are so well received onto every single squad. You've just got to be outspeeding your opponents because that gives you more precedence over the ball, gets you there first, gives you more options of what you want to do with it. Running it into the middle, showing what Forkidden want to do with this ball as Banana blocks out another hit, but Cobbo, good hands in the back lines there to just smother the ball and keep it safe.
And the crazy thing as well, when you take a look at Forkidden and sort of how their stature is going to be in this, I guess, region, win or lose at this stage, Banana Head almost finding that angle. I mean, this is a squad during fall. Their big issue was consistency. They would look hot one game, bad the next, and I'm not even talking about series. I'm talking about game to game. But since sort of the start of fall, that's been less and less their story. Now it's kind of becoming more and more enough. This is a fast, fearless team. They are aggressive. They'll take the fight to you. More often than not, it's going to pan out. And if they can secure a top 3 to start off this winter split, a winter split, by the way, that, again, not to sound like a broken record, where ground zero has faltered, so everything is up for grabs. They can start to make that argument, no, we're a top 2 team. Heck, we might even be the best team in the region right now. So this is fantastic stuff to see if you're a Forkidden fan.
Whilst all those points for Worlds all the way in July still carry on from fall, winter is its own beast. It starts anew right now. Starts fresh, and that's pretty fresh. Cobbo being able to pick up on that one and belts it towards the net.
Yeah, we saw a few shots like this yesterday, though. Cabo from the middle of the field throws it towards the goal. Super Lucky. A little bit of an enemy assist. It was out of desperation. I'm not going to fault him too much for that, but Team Bliss do get that equalizer. Kind of catches you off guard with how much more dominant Forkidden has seemed to be.
Yeah, because Forkidden were moving to that midfield line. They looked almost happy with a 1-goal game here in game 2. They were just not wanting to make a mistake. We're expecting Bliss to just make that mistake. But Cobbo, massive risk has got to be said, because if he didn't connect with it, they've been massively overextended there and just leaving his teammates out to dry. But it worked this time. A few more seconds just to run out this game. Can Vortex create magic? No. Scrub gets it away, just has to find ground, but We do follow rule 1 around here, and that was dangerous.
Oh, that almost went in. Cabo was in position, but the pass just wasn't able to get there, and now it's an errant kickoff. Cabo, though, wasn't able to stay back and collect it up. You called this, Bacon. You said game 2 was going to be close after a one-sided affair in game 1. We have ourselves overtime now.
It's just very typical Rocket League sort of fashion. Bliss have made the adjustments where they have pushed out that midfield line for Forkidden themselves. Are respecting Bliss. They know they're a strong opponent, don't want to make any mistakes themselves, probably don't want to give out a massive game plan. This is a best of 7. That's a long affair within Rocket League, and both teams know each other from scrims.
I can't help but laugh, and you might be right. Maybe Forkidden does have that deep game plan, but again, when you talk to them, there is no game plan. Their game plan is we're going to be better than you, full stop. So, you know what? They could be long gaming everyone right now. We'll see as this overtime progresses.
The long game is just to conserve a bit of energy so you can use it later. That's the game plan.
But
right
kids
there.
have endless energy. They're kids. You can never tire them out. I guess maybe if a sugar high eventually does run dry, but that doesn't happen until 2 in the morning.
Yeah, quick, get the oranges. That's the game plan right there. The coach is no longer a water boy. He is the fruit king. As we move in 1 minute 15. 2.
Everyone wants one of those orange slices right now. Dang you, Bacon, for bringing that in our minds. Yeah, a minute and a half into this overtime, actually, in a very, very back and forth, sort of more defensive struggle of a game. Neither team has had a sustained offensive attack for a while. It is Forkidden starting to press forward. Maybe they can make something happen here.
But it all comes down to Bliss. They could quickly find a way out of defense and run it downfield. You can see the mind games coming out as well with a few fakes, double of jukes. Demo from Scrubbed, and Zen can't connect with that one.
And here comes Banana Head with space, faking it for Super Lucky. It looks like Team Bliss is starting to fall back on their laurels, both figuratively and literally. They play far back. They send one player forward. They're sticking to their strategy, and I think that takes a lot of guts right now, despite the fact we're only seeing limited success.
Okay. Knocked out by Zen in his easy block. Cabo uncontested to walk onto it, to walk into net. Admittedly, there was a hop and a skip behind it, but Team Bliss go and take game 2.
I am a little bit surprised by this one. I wasn't expecting that to work, but the flick was perfect there, Bacon. 2 defenders had a chance for it. Both of them only just missed, still hits the post, still goes in, and guess what? We have ourselves a proper series. No clean sweep yet today. Team Bliss, they're bringing it back.
Yeah, that goal was a real, Goldilocks situation, right? Off the crossbar down, and probably didn't think it was going to be a goal when he connected with the ball, Cabo, to send it towards the net. Probably more of a back ball pass, but hey, we take those going to game 3, all tied up. And Team Bliss know they're back in the series, know that they can take down Forkidden. They've got the answers in front of them to bring it to a stalemate game, and then you get these weird little occurrences, but they need to still take control, don't they, Max?
They do, and I find this one interesting because the 2 stats that stood out to me was, A, the fact that Bliss still has only had Cabo score goals, with Vortex still hasn't been applying that offensive pressure that we're used to seeing from him, but Team Bliss, 6 demos in that game. They were the physical team. They were the ones trying to start to break up Forkidden, and that was not the case in game number 1. So Team Bliss, they are starting to adjust. We are seeing, them play their same core style, but with, I guess, minor tweaks and following it through and looking for that bump in the demo on the tail end of plays. That's enough to turn the game around, and game 2 looked like a complete different game than game number 1. This is a promising side for, those beautiful pink jerseys, and it's great to see them all in the jersey today, because yesterday some had them, some didn't. Now they're all synced up as a team.
You're right, they're beautiful pink jerseys. It takes a real man to be able to pull off pink, and Bliss are looking mighty fine. Not only in person, but on the pitch. His 10 seconds already gone by. Forkidden now need to ramp it up to 11. Scrub trying to ramp it up on the corner. The pass towards mid, but that is put away. Banana keeping good pressure. Even better pressure with that. Maybe a pass out towards center. No one was there to pick up on it.
And eventually Zen is going to try to find that pass up the field. Cabo was cheating forward, but it will be Vortex with the ball looking for the ground pinch. Super Lucky is there.
I'm wondering how they're taking this, because you can see Forkidden wanting to keep that pressure alive and then have a fall back. Bliss just sending one player. It's very similar game plans from both sides. Just keep that one player harassing, keep the pressure up, and then just wait around the mid. Super lucky there. Wanted to get a demo. Actually goes massively deep. Waiting downfield. Vortex sees him, cuts that on out. Banana, simple shot. Bated breath. You have to just monk-rest it. Times like that.
That was so good. That one will go in. What happens to the defense there? I mean, Vortex is looking like a deer in headlights at the end of that. It was Cabo, though, who had the chance still. Banana Head, right place, right time. 1-0 Forkidden lead.
Cabo had so much trust in his teammate to win out of 50-50, so high up, near enough connecting with the ceiling. I don't know where he found that trust, but Sailor V, sometimes it just be like that. Forkidden get one here in game 3. Bliss just got to look to get one back on the board. Perhaps a pass in. Sure, I don't think that was for Vortex, but Vortex will take it.
Well, that's the Vortex we're used to seeing from before, just driving it straight down the middle and finding goals. Yeah, it looked like that was a dish to Cabo, but that's what makes the defense so much more difficult there, because we had one defender, you had Zen as a lead blocker, and you had Vortex and Cabo coming out to take the shot from 2 different angles. How on earth do you save that, Bacon?
I honestly do not have an answer for you, because they're just weird, wild moments that are what Rocket League truly is all about. Like, you see those way more often than you would imagine. As Vortex finds Cabo, scrubbed, fantastic save, gets the follow through there for the second. Perhaps a breakaway, launching it. The roll up does keep it. Perhaps within Forkidden's possession, but Banana sort of just went for a flyby.
I do want to say I am seeing some semblance of a different look out of Forkidden in this game as well. They are constantly cheating one player down the field. Constantly. And it's not the same player every time, but you can see right here, Scrub, he's fine with being in front of the ball. He's fine with driving it forward. I mean, they're that confident in their ability to find counterattacking angles to be able to win at 50 and push it back up the pitch. They're looking for that fast, snappy play. And Team Bliss, eventually they're going to have to start keeping a defender back to keep an eye on it, and then we're going to lose a lot of Bliss's offensive pressure.
Well, it's because Bliss wants to hold that midfield line, so Forkidden's answer is just to send the ball up and over them. Make sure they don't have the time to respond to get up high. They've got to fall back and instantly turn things around. That looked like it should have been enough. It wasn't. But good reactions there from Scrub, puts it out wide, gives his teammates time, Banana Head onto it, and this is beautiful. Slow it down, allow Lockie to step on up. Sure, it was wide, he didn't have confidence in continuing it for the play, but it just moves the ball around the pitch and gets your teammates able to top up on boost, get into position.
Cabo redirect, that's gonna go in. Zen puts so much work on that setup, and he finds his teammate underneath. Cabo actually was cheating forward this time around. A taste of Forkidden's medicine, and Team Bliss now have the lead.
Do you think Banana Head even knew Cabo was there? Like, off towards his right, and then just sees him fly up, like, wait, what?
And that's that synergy that, you know, Zen and Cabo have been working on. They each talk about how positive their counterpart is for their game, is for their style. And I mean, Zen has always been so good in kind of playing around a player like that. I mean, you can go back to Zen and Hawk, and then you have Zen and Fiber, and Zen and Cabo could be that next trend. And if Cabo becomes that next Hawk or that next Fiber with this Bliss lineup, well then, back in our earlier predictions today, we were all wrong on who that next star will be. Cabo, case in point, puts another goal in.
Well, speak of the wonder duo, and right on point to prove it. That's just sweet. That's sick. I love it.
But like, at what stage is like that going to be the thing right now? We're an org. We want a new young up-and-comer to be that next big thing. Just grab Zen. Put Zen on the team, and then all of a sudden you'll be able to hype them up. Super lucky interception for a goal.
Kickoff goal through and through here. You've got to be well positioned to pick up on a pinch like that. Bliss were way overextended. They had no business being that confident in a kickoff.
Yeah, we'll see if they're going to be able, though, to sort of take that momentum backwards. Banana Head kind of spies something here. Is able to stay on both Vortex and Cabo initially. Eventually, Vortex, though, does clear it up the field. Oh, no! Super Lucky nearly lets that by.
And Vortex wanting to create a little bit of panic there as he lingered for a bit. Zen dropping it down. Good read by Lucky. Here comes Vortex to get the block. Zen out back towards Vortex. No, Zen needs to jump in on that. Weren't able to get control of the car, perhaps even a little bit of boost as Vortex does pick up the back right corner 100, launching it downfield. Can Bliss hold off for 22 more seconds at this 1-goal margin? Banana Head wants to tie it up.
Big.
Cabo to put it away.
That's big. Vortex shot post. No! Had that one goes in, this game is done. Instead, 10 seconds left, and Forkidden will get one last chance.
Oh, the demo. Banana Head needed someone to push up on that, but Lucky needed boost. Wasn't confident in the 40 that he had. Vortex right in front of the net, and it touches ground, does the job. 2-1 up now in the series, Team Bliss. Max, right at the start, after game one, we were sweating a little bit with our predictions. Now we can feel a little bit more confident. Not completely yet, though.
Oh, no, I don't think either of these teams should be feeling confident at all till this series is done and dusted. But this was a massive turnaround for Team Bliss. I mean, look at that shot differential. Twice as many from the team in orange.
And it's utilizing what was Forkidden's game plan at the start and using it against it. Just keep that aggression. Keep on pushing from the midfield and keep on rotating, sending the man in to play interception, disturbance. Team Bliss are just picking up the pace and keeping the pressure high. Forkidden are, at the moment, I know you called them a defensive team last season, but last split, sorry. But I'm looking at them here going, they're all aggression. Their defense is where they do fall apart because naturally of every single team, if you keep on shooting, eventually there will be a slip up. There will be that moment where a player can't get there. So the best defense is a good offense.
And I think it comes down to sort of two critical things in this. The first, compare game 1 to game 3 and how much space was given to Forkidden in the first game and how much space was given to them in the third game. Forkidden had to fight for every inch this time around, and we never really got to see as many of those breakaway solo plays from Banana Head, from Super Lucky outside of that initial goal. Similarly, Zen and Cabo are in perfect unison, it feels like. These two are connecting with each other everywhere on the field right now. And if Cabo is continuing to play at this level and Zen is continuing to enable, that's a good sign for Bliss, who aren't even at their full peak yet. Because again, Vortex has been kind of quiet. It's only a matter of time before they start churning out some plays as well. And then Team Bliss definitely is going to be a tough opponent to overcome.
I mean, you're saying Vortex is kind of quiet, but that's just because Cabo and Zen are absolutely screaming at the top of their lungs. Of course he's going to be quiet by comparison. But was that game one just game one jitters? Team Bliss perhaps not warming up correctly? Or are Forkidden just not really finding the right answer? They're currently working through in their notepads. The maths isn't adding up. Game 4, could it be the time to turn it around?
I hate that I hinted at this at the start of the series as well, but I have to go back to what they looked like at the start of Fall Split, where opening games, they would come out swinging, look amazing, blowout victories, but then as series progressed, they would slowly lose more and more momentum, and they'd start to lose that steam. Maybe it was a sugar rush, maybe it is too many sweets and not enough orange peels, but that is not the Forkidden we were hoping to see today, and there's a time when we can't help but believe they're turning a leaf scrub with the double. Can't quite put it in.
So sweet. Oh, this is clearly the worst timeline for that not to be a goal, because that would have been a belter. Banana Head slowing things down. Did get pressured there, but he's kept control of the ball. Vortex to take it past, does it handily. Needs someone to give this to, though. There's scrubbed, and there's a goal.
Yep, yeah, as you said, you have to find somewhere to dish it out. Scrub was able to play it forward. I love how physical Banana Head was getting to stay on that ball, though. I mean, they were not letting any defender stop that play. Well done by Forkidden. That throw yourselves at the play mentality does come through. And once again, Forkidden have a lead.
It's all about timing, all about keeping that rhythm for Forkidden right now to give an option. They go too early, it's snuffed out. Go too late, and well, they're just not there in time. Pretty simple. They've got to be in sync with one another. That's a beautiful pass out for Cabo. I've got to say from Zen there, just keep it moving, and Cabo does that.
Yeah, a little awkward there, but still plenty of time to turn things around. That's a big demo from Banana Head. That's a 1v1 for Super Lucky, and that's a 2-0 lead for the Forkidden side.
The demo into the shot, and Zen just couldn't really do much more with that. He's got to play defensive. After the demo, he needs to recollect. He's got someone coming towards the net. Do you challenge it? Go for the 50-50 where you could then get a follow-up. Then you go back towards the net, try and get that clearance. But the shot could just be in him, and...
Zen is so happy with that. How can you not be? I mean, it looked like he was a little slow on that kickoff, but it pays perfect dividends, right? 2-1 lead.
Zen's smile is infectious. Can I just say that? Like, whenever he smiles, she's like, yeah, I feel it. It's good. Good vibes.
Dude, a happy Zen is a happy team. That's what I'm going to say. And you know what? Bliss makes sense. Zen, Bliss, similar things, similar ideas. It's all coming together right now. Although, Forkidden, they're still the team in the lead. They're still the team hunting for the goal. Case in point, Scrub has Super Lucky underneath, but they don't have the angle.
Looking to get downfield. Team Bliss hunting for a second goal. Hunting for an equalizer as Cobo sends it towards Vortex. Vortex sending it towards the net, but Forkidden, they could see him up there. He wasn't fooling anyone.
Nope, not a chance right now. Using those brains and putting them to good use. But still needing to play defense right now for Forkidden. They've been on the back foot for a little bit right now. Team Bliss is playing forward. That's the shot from Vortex. It's a little bit high.
And a bit too heavy on it. So powerful. Didn't drop at all. Weren't able to get there in time. That's a nice little push up into the air by Cobo. Looking to follow on through. Doesn't have options. So goes towards the net. And Scrubbed can block that.
Ooh, Cobo. If that one had gone through, that could have been a very devastating blow. Good defensive effort from Forkidden, who now have a chance themselves. Here comes Banana Head screaming through. Where does Zen find the ball amidst the chaos? I do not know. Team Bliss stay alive.
This is when Rocket League gets scary for me, when it turns into like a turn-based RPG. Each team one after the another, taking attacks at each other, and they are brilliant displays of skill. So is it even scarier that the defenders can get to these?
Oh my gosh, that shot! Zen can't quite put it in. I mean, look, not only is this like that RPG, but it's two assassins as well, or two rogues. Like, they're just going for these crits and rolling 19s instead of 20s. Eventually, something's got to go through.
Yeah, the DM's unfair. He's made an indestructible beast on the opposite side, a true monster, but who's going to be the monster from Bliss to turn up? An equalizer, or Forkidden, just an indomitable foe. Looking at this, Cobo, nice little block, gets another 50 to put it out wide.
Yeah, it's the raid boss known as the crossbar that's holding these teams back right now as defenders bump into each other. Team Bliss on the back foot, a chance to put it away. Scrub doesn't find the goal.
Oh, but look towards middle there. The launch downfield. Cobo wants to get on the end of this, but Banana Head to block it out. Pass it towards center. Vortex to finish it. There's your equalizer.
And that's the Vortex we've been waiting to see. Dish it to him across the middle. He'll come screaming through, straight down the center. Team Bliss tying us up 2-2. 18 seconds remaining. Let's just call it golden goal right here.
I mean, have you ever seen a goal so good it knocks your camera out of focus? Vortex there, that is insane.
No
That's
way!
even more insane. 5 seconds and Forkidden have just wiped the slate clean. That last goal never happened.
Oh my goodness, Zen just doesn't find the touch, and Forkidden do what they do best. Throw everything at the ball off that kickoff. 5 seconds, all they need. Now they have the lead. 13 seconds, can they hold on?
Yeah, you need to bolt down the kitchen sink around Forkidden because they threw it right out the window. Forkidden, I'm sorry, 9 seconds left to go. I know those last 2 goals were in 9 seconds, but surely Bliss can't come back now.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the one that does it. In fact, I'm looking to think, okay, that was 4 seconds for those past 2 goals, 9 seconds remaining. Are we going to finish this one 6-2?
Hold up.
No.
Thank you, Banana Head, for bringing a bit of normality.
Oh my God, Scrub! Why was Scrub down there? Why is Scrub still cheating up the pitch looking for goals? Forkidden, they actually might make it 5-2. Okay, no, the ball will hit the ground, but like Scrub was on the opposite end of the pitch. Scrub was still hunting. If that is not a killer instinct, I don't know what is.
All I'm saying is don't try and get into Scrub's headspace right now. That's a dangerous place to be. Like, just insanity. Insanity right now is how Forkidden got back into this one. Game 4, it looked gloomy right at the start. Team Bliss coming back. It looked like everything had been turned on its head. And then Forkidden, a drop of a hat in the final 18 seconds here, Formal. They're able to turn it all around again.
Yeah, exactly. Remember when Team Bliss tied us up with 18 seconds to go? Yeah, that 4-2 scoreline, probably not very reflective of how that game went. It was a long fight back for Team Bliss, and to see it evaporate at the very end of the game, not necessarily ideal. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Team Bliss actually take a timeout after that one.
I wouldn't be surprised after, because Forkidden, the way they've changed up their play style is just being opportunist, you know. Try and see Bliss at their pressure, try and hold them at the midfield line, and then when they see a good moment, they jump. They lunge at any opportunity that is shown to them.
Yeah, and they get so vocal, they get so hyped up every time they make those plays happen. I mean, we only have the cam on Super Loggy today, but you know Banana Head is just as enthusiastic when they get moving. And as we kick off our 5th game, no timeout taken by Bliss. They're already on the back foot. I feel as if Bliss, they're going to have to work that a little bit harder if they want to take control of the series back.
But where do they work harder? Like, what section of the pitch do you try and bolster your defense?
Defense.
You thinking
Absolutely.
that? Okay.
I'm thinking that because the big reason why Forkidden was starting to come back in that one is they were keeping players again cheated forward, but they were getting more physical. It was less passive waiting for the ball to come to them, but they were finding ways to disrupt that Bliss backline, and it made it a lot more difficult for Bliss to follow through that middle of the pitch, and that's what I'm going to be looking for in this one. Can the defenders of Bliss avoid the bump demo pressure? Already we're seeing Banana Head find some demos in the back line.
Yeah, this is almost been a chokehold, and there it is. Last breath drawn as Forkidden get the goal. 49 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're related because they were pretty far apart, but the demo on the back line, 5-10 seconds later, goal from Forkidden. I mean, that's what's working for them right now. They have themselves that 1-0 lead.
Rocket League is all about building up to that goal. It's very rare that you actually get those insane aerial dribble mechanical plays. When you think about it, they're like every 1 in 10 goals at best. It's all about those demos. It's all about passing plays to really build up and create that moment, that sudden spark. And you can see Forkidden there once again, just wanting to keep that pressure up, try and get that demo, try and get that pass, the little bump in front of net. That's how they're going to build this. Team Bliss, what is their answer here? Because the defense didn't work that last time. I think they need to be working on clearances, trying to effectively get this ball downfield. They've got to look to pass to each other and utilize each other.
Well, Kappa was staying cheated far forward right there, so they are relying on some of those clears to get their attacking pressure, but the downside is when you focus too heavily on that, it can leave your back half exposed, and so far, every time that exposure has been there, Forkidden has been able to jump on it. So while I do agree with you, that is a great approach to look at this, it can also open the door for Forkidden. It's a lot riskier against this blue side right now, and I don't know. I don't know if you take those risks. I mean, we're already in Game 5. The series is tied, and you are behind, so Bliss perhaps should be taking those risks, but where we sit right now, Forkidden, they look to be a little bit more on point.
That's the beauty of Rocket League as well. There's no one answer. It's just how the trio on the pitch are playing, what is the most comfortable for them, what actually sees the most results, because that result, that answer could work right there, but give it another minute and it won't work again, because Forkidden would have a little adjustment towards this. We see Zen trying to adjust and move downfield, but Forkidden have just got full control of this right now.
And they're playing a much more passive Game 5, actually. I mean, they've been on their own back half for a good long while right now. Bliss going for these long, drawn-out pass plays because they're able to, but with Forkidden playing as passively as they are, each one of these plays are being read at the moment, and I feel like if Forkidden is going to play back, well, Bliss is going to have to play it forward. I don't like these long, drawn-out passes. Keep it tight, keep it snug. That's how you do it. The bump opens the door for Zed, and we have a tie game.
I wonder when the call came in here, because I don't think Scrub wanted to keep that ball just tucked to the floor like that. Zen, of course, picking up on it, but it was all down to Cobo going for bumps. The disturbance play in net, it was one mistake, but then also one insane read at the same time. And you'll notice again, not only is it about setups in Rocket League, but also noticing those mistakes, noticing those opportunities.
Well, I mean, again, we called it out, right? Forkidden was playing so far back. They were playing so reactive. Getting in their face is how you disrupt that. Cabo does just that, finds the goal. It's good that Team Bliss was able to recognize it on the fly. And again, I go back to Zen being that sort of shot caller, being the one with the experience to recognize those types of situations. Really well done by the Bliss team.
And an interesting change up, bringing in a new player and they become the shot caller. I mean, literal 5-head moves, you know?
Well, Snowy, I think, was a bit of the leader as well before. Zen did step in, who was also another long-standing member of the scene. Open net, here we go! Ooh. Banana Head makes it 2-1.
That's just such a good block out in the mid by Lucky. That is insane. Not only the pop in the air to stop it on the ground, to slow things down, give the time for the second man to come on in, to block it once again.
It was big. It was very big. And now for Forkidden, they have that late lead. They're looking to go to match point. They're looking to secure that top 3. Pressure on the Bliss side. Last game we saw Forkidden kind of rise to it after Bliss got that late equalizer. Can they do it one more time?
Time will tell. 50 seconds left on the clock. Forkidden or Team Bliss will move on to series point after this game, but we could see an overtime as well.
Yeah, I think we're due for another overtime. I don't think Forkidden agrees. That's why they're looking for another goal. Ball off the backboard. Someone's got to be underneath. No, it was Banana Head from above. Doesn't quite go in. Half a minute to go. Team Bliss has 1, maybe 2 more chances.
Vortex, opportunities are rising. He wants to go straight to net for this. Gets the bounce. It's lingering. It needs to be picked up, but Zen can't get there in time. Cabo is back towards the mid, picking up 100 boost. Banana Head lunging, but Vortex to rotate around. Forkidden, this favors them. Just keep it away.
This could be a goal.
Is anyone home? Cabo pass out towards center. No one's there to receive it. Absolute scenes right now. Zen sends it up for Vortex. Good block out, and Forkidden move on to series point.
That fake from Vortex with about 12 seconds remaining, I thought was the answer. 2 out of 3 defenders bit, but it was Banana Head who played patient and made that initial save. And after that, it was really tough for Bliss to get that momentum back. I was a little bit surprised to see Zen so far back in that situation, but the biggest surprise for me, 0 demos out of Team Bliss in that game. Demos were how they were winning games earlier, and I don't know if that's Forkidden reading it. I don't know if that's Team Bliss being perhaps a little bit more passive, but it was when they got in Forkidden's face, they saw successes, so I'm a little bit disappointed that they end that game with 0 demos to their name.
Well, it was Forkidden staying back a little bit more, welcoming the pressure, and then working around them. So maybe they didn't feel the need for demos. We did see that one bump play earlier come on out, but it wasn't a demo in that factor. This is when we need to see Team Bliss come out with that tactical timeout to talk this amongst themselves, because they've got to come up with some sort of plan pretty damn fast right now.
Yeah, it's just so hard, I think, for Bliss to be that team that's thinking that far forward, looking for those bumps, looking for those demos, because they like to be a little bit more reactive. They like to have the ball come towards them and sort of play around those situations. That's how they found all of their wins yesterday. And now they need to change up their core slightly. And when they've done it, they've found success, but they haven't been doing it consistently. And that's why I'm a little bit concerned right now. You don't get a second chance after this one. This is such a golden opportunity for a team like Bliss, who is kind of down at that bubble in the 7th, 8th seed coming into it, to get a top 3 result, to redefine those sort of expectations of your team. Well, now they're on that back foot. 4th doesn't sound quite as sexy as 3rd. Forkidden, they're 1 game away from that top 3.
We head on over towards Neo Tokyo. Is it going to be a blessing for Bliss, or could this be the end of their run? Forkidden, they've got a weapon. They stop the fake, but Scrubs is there to save it.
That was a big save on the post, and now the ball goes the other way. Don't know how that one was that close to going in for Forkidden, to be quite frank. Now we're playing a little bit of that ping pong ball, too fast for Vortex to handle. Forkidden might be looking to jump on it. Instead, they go too far forward. Each team perhaps a little bit too eager to start off our 6th game.
Missed the 100? How do you just walk around a massive boost pad like that when you're down on 20 boost. That's going to be awkward on rotation. It allows a little bit
boost
for pressure to be alleviated. And yeah, I think the stress is getting to Bliss right now.
Yeah, strange little mechanical missteps, but I can say the same thing on Forkidden. Look at their boost. They're all like goose eggs for a brief moment. Each of these teams, they're grabbing boosts and burning it immediately. The pressure definitely sort of standing for each side right now at the end. It is Bliss who's turning into some attacking pressure. However, both these teams just need to kind of calm it down, take that deep breath, and try to make those opportunities happen.
Well, when you've seen Direwolves take down Renegades, both Forkidden and Bliss believe that this tournament could be theirs, that the $9,000 at the end of the tunnel is theirs to take. But can either of them really reach out and grab it? Forkidden in a more advantageous position right now.
Oh,
breaks that line.
I mean, that 9K is good and all. Don't get me wrong. I am not downplaying that prize pool, but it's those championship points. That's really what the prize is for these squads once they get to this level. They want to go to that LAN. They want to get to that World Championship at the end of the year. And at the moment, they have an opportunity for it. Forkidden more so than Bliss. They just need that one goal, but credit to the Bliss defense. They've been holding on for now. Do we see it break? Banana Head back past the Super Lucky, but it's not quite there.
With each split, you get more points than the previous. So now it's more important to get wins than it was last time around. Pretty simple as halfway marks. This game. Nothing found just yet, but Forkidden, Formal, definitely have been in the driving seat for the whole of this.
It feels like they have been, and I mean, yes, they've been not really taking a lot of shots, but they've been controlling the tempo. They've been playing more of their style game. Granted, that's kind of what Bliss does to you, right? They play further back, they let you come to them, and then before you know it, all of a sudden a fast counter-attacking goal, either Vortex or Cabo screaming down the field, and now you're behind. It's why Team Bliss is actually such a tough team to read, and it's why they're one of, like, a lot of these teams' least favorite team to go up against, because they're so difficult to have to read. You think you're in control, but in reality, you're playing Bliss's game. It's why it's still 0-0, despite being over 3 minutes in. Super Lucky!
Oh, soak it in, because Super Lucky here has been the king of 50-50s all day long. To get blockouts like that, oh, he played his opponent like a fiddle.
And that is a statement goal that I am hoping is putting the Renegades perhaps a little bit on notice, saying, look out, Super Lucky is coming. Team Bliss with a late lead, a minute and a half to hold on, and they're in the top 3.
Zen, locked out by Scrubbed. Here comes Banana Head, but it's just wide of target. Zen needs to get another touch this. No, Lucky goes out wide. Here comes Scrubbed. It's a slow ball. It was on target, and Cobb needed to get that away. It just can't get it far enough. That's a launch downfield. Cobb was on. 77 boost. He could have got a runaway with it, but just not able to turn on time. They're a little bit too hesitant right now, Bliss.
Yeah, they are hesitant. They're playing on that back wall, but Forkidden, they're taking advantage of it as well. They're playing forward. They're not giving space to Bliss. This is risky, but it's also effective. No quarter being given. Super Lucky may have just nailed it. 2-0 lead for Forkidden out in front.
As you look towards those cans, you called it earlier, Zen, the one to command this team, comes on in and is looking to change them up. Talking. What do we do from here, guys? Where do we go for the next 40 seconds to find 2 goals? Kickoff goal was there, but not able to be taken. Banana gets this out towards Lucky. Looking to launch it downfield. Banana step in as well. A little bit of a fade. And the second touch is beautiful from Banana.
Oh, just peeling that defense apart with the double right there. Cabo cannot get in time. Vortex cannot squeeze it tight. And that should be the nail in the coffin, the dagger, as you will, for Forkidden. They're going to be going to the top 3. They're going to have that chance against the Renegades to really make a statement. Another crazy game here, though. I mean, this region has been delivering this winter split.
Yes. We wouldn't call this anything like an upset. It's just great Rocket League. Both teams going at it 100, 110% even, trying to make their dreams a reality. I mean, they're already pros. For many of us, that is the dream, but they have that dream of going to the major, of going to LAN, and it is Forkidden one step closer as they take the lower bracket semifinals. They'll move on to the lower bracket finals. But Max, it's Renegades that they gotta face next.
Yeah, I mean, it's a matchup that we could have seen